Hello, I'm Leanne Spar. In this section, we will be discussing stocks. The specific topics we will be talking about are: we will define the types of stock, we will read stock tables, we will find the current yield on a stock, we will find the stock's P/E ratio, we will define the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the NASDAQ Composite Index, and we will define a mutual fund. Now let's look at a stock table, let's define some stocks, and let's do a problem involving the stock table. Stocks are sold in shares and represent partial ownerships of a corporation. This is a stock table, and it lists various stocks. And in this, we see the columns, gives us the 52-week high and low, gives us the yield, the dividend, gives us the volume, the close, and the net change. I know you can't read this, but you probably can't read the Wall Street Journal either. Let's define publicly held corporations. They are owned by many different individuals and institutions, and the share prices are determined by supply and demand, and those share prices are represented in these stock tables. Stock exchanges are public markets where shares are bought and sold, and the prices are shown here in the stock tables. And then, of course, we have the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which includes price information on companies and are used as indicators of trends in stock prices, as is the NASDAQ Composite Index. And we also have mutual funds, which receive money from many different investors and use the money to purchase stocks and bonds in many different companies. And we also have tables for mutual fund prices. Now let's look at a particular stock. This stock is Alcan, which is represented on the stock table by AL. The number of shares is 700. So what we want to do is find the cost for the following stock purchase to the nearest cent. We're also going to find the annual dividend that would be paid for the year. So we consult our stock table. We find Alcan. Alcan is right here. We look over to the close for the day. We purchase it at the close price for the day, which is $47.77, and we see that the dividend paid this year is 60 cents per share. So the cost for purchasing 700 shares will be 700 times $47.77, which is $33,439, and the dividend is 60 cents per share. So the dividends will be 60 cents per share times 700 shares, which is $420. Now let's define current yield and find the current yield for a stock. The current yield is defined to be the annual dividend per share divided by the closing price per share. So for the following stock, which is General Motors, the current price per share is $53.40. The annual dividend is $2. So the current yield will be $2, which is the annual dividend, divided by the closing price per share, $53.40, which gives us 0.037 or 3.7%. Now let's define the P/E ratio and calculate the P/E ratio for a stock. The P/E ratio is defined to be closing price per share divided by the annual net income per share. So let's find the P/E ratio for the following stock. Stock is Nike. The current price per share is $49, and the net earnings per share is $2.19. So the P/E ratio will be $49, current price per share, divided by net earnings per share, $2.19. And P/E ratios are rounded to whole numbers. So 49 divided by 219, rounded to a whole number, is 22. So this stock has a P/E ratio of 22. In this section, we have discussed stocks, and we've looked at stock tables, we've looked at current yield, we have looked at PE ratios. Hopefully, you will be interested in investing in stocks, either now or sometime in the future. So get to work on some of these problems so you will be ready to calculate these values for your own stocks.